What's up, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of C3 Comics. As always, I'm your host, C3. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, checking out the channel. And I hope you're as excited as I am for the channel today, because today marks the first ever C3 Comics Rex and Specs episode. So what I plan on doing for you guys today is I want to go over 3 comics that I could possibly recommend that you may or may not want to read. And then after that, we'll talk a little speculation. All right? So without further ado, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Feel free to ring that bell so that every time I do a video, you guys will be the first ones to know. All right? So the first thing I want to do is ask, could somebody please tell me, what is this? What is this Solid Blood? What is this? Yo, this literally blew my mind. Robert Kirkman and Ryan Ottley, somebody explain this to me, because when I got done reading this, man, I felt reinvigorated. Like I felt energized. I felt like I had just read a comic for the very first time. Like I'm first of all, I'm like, what? What did I just get done reading? Like, I couldn't stop all the way through. Like I was extremely captivated. It just sucked me in from the beginning. You know, just trying to figure out, like, who is this and what are they trying to do? What are they writing about? Why did they start this thing at issue number 17? Why am I reading issue number 17 and I haven't even read the first 16 issues? This comic is very well put together. Robert Kirkman, Ryan Ottley, I don't know what they're doing with this comic, but I'm definitely around for this one. This is probably one of the best reads of the week for me. Solid Blood. First of all, I was like, yo, I have no idea what I'm reading, but I love it. No idea. And the reality to it is that the dialogue, the intensity, the panel work, everything lined up. My mind was completely blown when it came to this comic. Does anybody have a clue of what this is and what it's about? Why did we receive this comic in issue 17? And please comment below if anybody can explain this comic book to me, because I truly enjoyed reading this comic book. And just the storyline, and it appears like the plot by itself is just, man, it's movie bound. It seems like it's movie bound, and the texture of the comic was different too. It's on old comic book paper. So, man, this is just like such an awesome book, man. Solid Blood. Yeah, so I definitely recommend Solid Blood. You know, you may want to read it, you may not want to read it. If you do, fine. If you don't, fine. You know, so it's all for the love of comics. But yeah, shout out to Robert Kirkman and Ryan Ottley for doing such an awesome job, and whatever their marketing tactic is for this, man, thumbs up to them. Kudos, because I'm interested. I definitely want to see what's going on next with these guys. Right? So, Solid Blood. Message down below if you have any idea what Solid Blood was about. My mind was just blown. I had no idea. Excuse me for a second. Next up, I wasn't expecting too much from this book, but after I read it, I thought it was pretty good. And I figured it'd be a good recommendation for those of you who like lighthearted reading, don't like to be engulfed by a bunch of wordy comics. You know, not bad, good storyline. So next, we'll talk a little bit about Black Cat, issue number 1. Once again, like I said, beautiful art cover. I love that headshot. You got Nayak and you got Rosenberg on the art cover. Like, this book itself was very interesting. It's that King in Black tie-in. You got Black Cat and her cohorts. They're out doing a job, and then all of a sudden, Knowles dragons ascend on the city, and it's just all hell breaking loose. And really, I enjoyed this book. You know, I just really enjoyed reading the book. It was simple, it was fun, it was easy to read. You know, I like how the story was being told from Black Cat's perspective. She was out doing the job, and all of a sudden these things happen. I love, and not to give a spoil, not to spoil anything, but I love how she says, you know, somebody messed up her job. They got in the way of her getting her score, so she's going to find them and she's going to give them a black eye. That is so Black Cat, right? So, I mean, it flowed very well. The interior artwork was captivating. You know, this is a tie-in that I think people can actually get into. So, is it detrimental to the storyline of No coming to Earth? Maybe, maybe not. But at the end of the day, is it fun? Can you follow along with it? Coming from King in Black? Absolutely. You know, so it's one of the better tie-ins, I would have to say. And I've already pre-ordered Black Cat issue number 2. I grabbed I'm gonna grab that the Peach Momoko covers with the alien cover artwork, you know, so I'm looking forward to reading Black Cat issue number 2 to see where she goes with this. Because she's talking business in here. And she's not taking any prisoners. It appears like, you know, she's gonna play a pretty significant part in helping the Avengers do their thing in this one, which I think is pretty fun, man. So I can definitely recommend Black Cat issue number 1. Good story, fun, lighthearted, a lot of humor in there. So, you know, for those of us who like to read good comics, I think this is just a good comic. You know what I mean? Nothing spectacular about it. It's not going to fill the bank up or anything like that, but just a good comic and just a good issue to have in your collection. Black Cat issue number 1. Definitely enjoyed that. And I just enjoyed just looking at that cover, man. That cover is just so pretty. You know, I like it. I like the line work. I like the colors. I like the shadowing. Like, you know, it just shows her facial features. Like, if Black Cat was to ever appear in person, I think she should look just like that. She should look just like that. All right? So, the next book I want to share with you as a possible recommendation for a read for you guys would be Batman, issue number 105, the final issue. James Tynion, right? The 4th. Christian Deuce on this one. I enjoyed this one. I thought this one was pretty good. It has a real live kumbaya moment in there for Miss Harley. So I'm not gonna spoil that either, but it was pretty good. You know, she's starting to figure out some things about herself. I like how she remembered who she was as she was taking the time to explain a particular situation to a particular person in the issue. You know, gave a real insight, into who she had become over time, into how she perceives herself. So I was really taken back by that. So I thought that was a real cool moment. You know, I enjoyed the standoff between Batman and the Ghostmaker. Like the sword fight was phenomenal. They was really getting it in. And I was like, yes, get him, Batman. And then, you know, all of a sudden, so it did not end how I thought it might have ended or should have ended, but it ended really well. Like, this is a good place for the comic for Tynion to end this story arc, because he can go anywhere from here. And I love the ending because, I don't know, it just seemed refreshing. It was a very refreshing ending, you know, after, you know, we're always thinking that we can figure out how it's supposed to end or what's going to happen. I don't know if too many people knew that Tynion was going to end Batman, his run on Batman like that. And leave a comment down below. Do you think Tynion should continue, or do you think he should go ahead, step back, take a breather, then come back to it? Right? Story, you know, because this was a great story. It was a good story. Great artwork. It went hand in hand. You know, so kudos to Tynion for a job well done. The entire run, James Tynion run, was just excellent. I really enjoyed it. The whole run kept me engaged. I can definitely recommend that, you go out, find Tiny Run on Batman, pick them up all the way through, all the punchline stuff. Just great work, just great work. And I look forward to reading more of his work. So Batman issue number 105, James Tynion IV, great stuff. All right? So there you have it. Those are my recommendations for this past New Comic Book Day, December 16th. Now we are going to just do a little bit of speculation. Not a lot. I'm not a big speculator, so don't go thinking I'm going to make you rich or anything like that. But this is just me just following what's going on in the comic book world, and I'm just going to share a little information, right? So as you know, we have that Future State coming. They just dropped a free comic book day. Everybody was going out getting the free comic books. There was even that one with the black border, that everybody's going crazy for, which is currently running at about $50 right now. I think everybody's trying to get for it. But if you have that free comic book day, you notice that there's a whole bunch of new characters in there. And so I want to talk to you today about one in particular, right? And that one is Future State Batman, right? So there is a character named Tim Fox, who is the son of Lucius Fox. And in Future State Batman, he is going to be the new Batman, an African-American Batman, in which I myself am excited about. It doesn't matter if he's what some people call a token superhero, but what I hope is that everybody can get just as much enjoyment out of the Black Batman as they do the other superheroes, because I enjoy superheroes based on the work that they put in. I enjoy superheroes based on the characters that they're presenting, is their heart in the right place? Are they willing to go above and beyond? Are they there for the good of humanity? That's why I love the superheroes that I love. So if you know Tim Fox, if you do not know, Tim Fox, his first appearance, hold on one second. Tim Fox's first appearance is in Batman issue number 313, right? I know a lot of us probably are familiar with this book because it's Bruce Wayne's and Selina Kyle's first kiss, right? Yes, absolutely. Batman and Catwoman's first kiss. But for those of us who did not know, it is also the first appearance of Tim Fox. And at the current moment, this book is going for a significant amount of money, So I think right about now, this book it's still got room for growth. And depending on how Future State does and how it is received is going to determine how far this book can actually go. Right now, from what I can tell, if we're looking on eBay, we have asking prices of graded comics, which are going for roughly about $1,500 in a 9.6. So in, excuse me, in a 9.2, asking price is roughly about $1,100, right? With raws flowing loosely at about $250, right? Now, when I checked Go Collect shared that no copies of this in the 9.8 have been sold since 2019. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with those 9.8s. And we got some recent sales around about in last June that were in the 9.4s. So we do have some movement in the 9.4s. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen with Future State Batman, the first appearance of the first African-American Batman. And I want to share with you also some information that, and shout out to my guy over there at Team 98, CGC 98, Team CGC 98, right? Because it was because of him that I saw this variant. He was speaking about a Lashley variant that was going really, really quick. I don't know if there are any left, but it kind of has that. It has that Ultimate Fallout 4 Miles Morales feel to it. The unmasking of the first Black Batman. I mean, like, he pulls his mask off. There's version copies, there's graded copies, there's signature series, and if there are any left, you guys, you might want to go see if you can find one and grab one so you can add to your collection. The artwork on it is phenomenal. You can see the detail in it. I know there are going to be a lot of variants for this one. They're gonna blow this out of the water with variances. Like this DC movement is extravagant, so you know they're gonna go all the way out on this one right here. So see if you can find that Ron Lashley cover work, man, because I think there's a strong possibility that it can be huge in the long term. You know, for those of us who are looking more long term rather than short term. So I think the 9/8s are going to do really well. I grabbed a few copies myself. I grabbed a couple of the sets. I'll show those to you when they come in. The 9/8 graded copy, I think was running for roughly about $110 at the moment, and they were running out fast. So definitely see if you can get your hands on one of those. Excuse me. Regular copies, they were going for about $40. About in the Lashley, and they were limited too. So there was like 1,000 of the 9/8s, and there was probably like 3,000 of the regular cover artwork on there, right? So just check it out. You know, like I said, Team CGC. Shout out to him for the valuable information. I watch him often. Great guy. Shares a lot of pertinent information in the 9/8s, you know, because I like for my comics to be crispy too. Not all of them have to be crispy. As you can see, most of my collection, it's not like just full of these extravagant 9/8s because I'm not rich and I'm not sitting on piles of money that I can just sling around like that. But I do like to get my hands on decent copies of whatever. And if I can get in on the ground level of something of such a significant moment, then why not? I'm all for that. You know what I mean? So I don't mind spending a couple dollars on something like that I can add to my collection and be proud of. You know, because pride of ownership is very important when it comes to me in my comics, right? So so that's it. Yeah, keep your eye out for Future State Batman and check out all the variances, but definitely look for that Lashley variant. I think it's going to do big things. That virgin copy is beautiful, man. That virgin copy, it really set me off. So I had to have it. So I appreciate everybody for stopping in. I thank you guys for watching the channel. I thank you guys for all your support. I hope you enjoyed Rex and Specs. I will do another one in the coming days to just follow up with this one. Do me a favor before we go, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Feel free to ring that bell. So every time I post a video, you guys will be the first ones to know. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about me doing Rex and Specs. Leave a comment, you know, mentioning a book that you think that I might read. Yeah, just let me know. Talk to me. We can conversate. Let us all reason together. All right? So once again, I thank you guys for stopping by. As always, I'm your boy C3, and we're going to keep it comics. Peace.